Salute, Knicks Nation. The streets are buzzing as the Knicks get back to winning ways at MSG, pulling out a win 136 to 130 over the Toronto Raptors. Julius Randle was hot, MVP chance in the Garden, and of course Quentin Grimes came alive. Salute Knicks Nation. Let's talk about this win. It was a much needed win, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome in, chat. Let's do this thing. Let's talk about it. As the New York Knicks now go 13-9 on the season, and a much needed win. Julius Randle was straight cooking all night. You see how fired up he was, and this was a good win. Defense was lackluster at times, but another high-scoring affair as the New York Knicks had too much firepower, but no Emmanuel Quickley, no Mitchell Robinson. We're going to talk about that. But the Big 15 stepped up. The next man up, ladies and gentlemen. And that's the mantra of this team. And, you could feel proud for these New York Knicks because, they came out and handled their business. Salute buzzer beater, big task. Salute replay squad. This one was a chippy affair. The refs were on some. I thought there were some really poor calls. But RJ Barrett showed out, as well as Quentin Grimes, Josh Hart. Absolutely fantastic as the Knicks racked up the assists tonight. The offense was firing on all cylinders. And the Garden crowd was loving it, man. Isaiah Hartenstein steps up like he always does. But Jericho Sims got the start in the absence of Mitch. Unfortunately, the news came out, and money-making Mitch is going to be out for 8 to 10 weeks. Will be reevaluated in 8 to 10 weeks, needing some ankle surgery. We've got to start the show first and foremost, and I wish Mitch well on his recovery. It's a tough blow, but next man up, and I think we'll be okay. But we will miss Mitch. There's no doubt about it. But Jericho Sims really stepped up in the starting role, came out rebounding well, and I will talk about it. Isaiah Hartenstein also continued to do what he does. But it was amazing to see Quentin Grimes get activated, and the New York Knicks, I've got to give the whole crew a shout out because the ball was flowing, the assists were moving in the right direction. As we see, we bring up the box score, fam, and the stats. The Knicks basically 36 assists. I think that's the season high. So salute. But the 15 turnovers. Jalen Brunson picked up quite a few late. We needed some fast breaks and some stops to overcome that. But the Toronto Raptors hung around. OG Anunoby came alive this game. The Raptors shot 37% from three after shooting really poorly, and they just didn't want to go away. The Knicks admittedly did struggle defensively through big stretches of this game. There were some layup lines early. But the New York Knicks offense was enough to overcome the Raptors after a sizable break. Fam, after losing 2 tough games, a win is a win. I'll take it all day, every day. And let's talk about it, fam. Salute to the chat, the best chat in the biz. How we feeling? It's good to get this win. Now we go 13-9, and we pack our bags, ladies and gentlemen, because we're about to hit the road. And it's going to be a huge road trip starting in Utah. And I will look at the road ahead like we always do. We give out the grades with the chat. It's going to be popping. We give out the game ball as well with this big win, as the New York Knicks basically showed heart. I mean, the heartbeat of this team is everyone. Josh Hart stepped up big, hit some huge threes as well. But Julius Randle, 34 big ones. He had about 30 points at the end of the third, 20 points at the half. He was cooking all day, every day. And early, he was efficient, really getting what he wanted, backing his man down. RJ Barrett came alive late in this game as well, was getting into the paint, bullying his way and finishing on the break as well. And of course, Josh Hart definitely was in a lot of plays late, picking up steals, helping them the Raptors turn it over and get out on that break, fam. We almost got out rebounded tonight. The story was the Raptors were out rebounding the Knicks early, but the Knicks continued to battle. I think Josh Hart picked up a ton of boards late, as well as Randle. We were gang rebounding, and Tom Thibodeau was not happy because the New York Knicks went down by about 2 points early in the fourth. Like I said, Scotty Barnes and an OG came alive. To them, I tip my cap. The Raptors showed a lot more fight in this game than the last game, but just not enough to overcome us. There was some crazy calls. Like I said, I thought Pascal Siakam was lucky to get away with a potential trip. It looked like a trip on Jalen Brunson, stopping the fast break, or on Hart, I think it was. But the Knicks got enough stops late. Ball movement, probably the best you'll see it so far all season. The Knicks were absolutely moving the ball around, and were able to get those late threes. Grimes got one, Hart got one, Barrett got some as well. And of course, the scoreboard, man, was ticking up. But yes, salute Knicks Nation. Feel good win, and let's get the road trip kick started, and it's going to be a really important part of the season, fam. But yeah, everyone just coming through the building. Salute, salute, salute. Welcome in to the post game live. Smash that like button. Tonight the streets are buzzing as the New York Knicks rack up assists and 136 points, but allow 130 of their own. A lot of story lines coming and talking points coming out of this game tonight. We'll talk about it. Of course, Mitch at the top, just a tough blow again. Mitch is set to miss, a large amount of time. It seems like it's been the third season in a row now that Mitch is going to miss some time, but we've been here before. That's the silver lining, and these guys are going to step up big time because we're going to need it, fam, as we hit the road with Utah, Phoenix, the Clippers, Lakers, and then MSG 2.0 Brooklyn, and then 2 against Milwaukee. But 13-9, like I said before, I signed up for this start to the year. This roster is still, growing, as a team. It has its limitations, as we saw, the last 2 games. A lot of things we have to clean up. But the pleasing thing is we've been way more solid at home this year. We're 11-0 against sub-500 teams. So we're taking care of, the teams that we need to. And we just need to continue to improve, and get that statement win, knock off some of these good teams. But you gotta take care of these games, and then you can build upon that, as the season rolls along. But yeah, big time performance from Juju. The Knicks actually got 3 blocks tonight. The Raptors did not get a block, which was quite surprising for me. That was one of the biggest surprises. The New York Knicks did buckle down late. Quentin Grimes got to finish the game out as well with Josh Hart, while DiVincenzo and Barrett sat late. But so many Knicks could have finished this game, really, as we'll see in the box score. But 9 assists to Brunson and 10 to Schroeder. Julius Randle with 8 rebounds, 34 points. OG with 29 points. And Barrett got the block too. So let's bring up the box score. We'll give out the grades, fam, as we see Jericho's ready on the podium. But we're not going to start with Jericho tonight, although I can't wait to talk about him because, yeah, man, is he going to factor in huge this season for the New York Knicks. I feel confident with Jericho and what he can do. He sets good screens. He can play above the rim like Mitch. Obviously, we're going to miss Mitch's rebounding. Nobody can replace that. Nobody. But however, we have some guys that do bring other skill sets, to the table. As we know, Isaiah Hartenstein can pass. Man, can he pass. Jericho Sims can play perimeter defense. He can shuffle his feet quicker than Mitch can as well. So it's going to be it's going to be a bumpy ride. and strap yourself in. We'll see if the Knicks do make a move. I won't be surprised if they bring in another veteran, and try to rush that in. But we'll talk about that later in the show, fam. But yeah, salute chat. Big task. Gives Julius Randle his props, man. We got to start with Julius. As buzzer beaters up in the house too. Julius Randle, step on up to the podium. Fam, you were cooking all night long. And it's been the All-Star, All-NBA Julius returning recently. And he's really hit his stride. As we see, he won Eastern Conference Player of the Week. I think the week before this NBA Cup week. And we'll see if Julius Randle is going to, pick up more throughout the season. But man, is he hit his stride. So shout out to Juju for your performance tonight. Let's look at his numbers. He had 14 of 21, 66%. Hit 1 of 3 from deep. 5 of 7 from the line. And 3 offensive rebounds, 8 total. Got 5 assists, including my play of the game, when it looked like he was smothered in the paint late in the fourth quarter. The Knicks were only up about 4, and I needed a bucket with the shot clock winding down. Julius Randle, somehow, some way, saw Quentin Grimes at the corner of his eye and got the ball there, and Quentin Grimes splashed it, man. The crowd went crazy, and to me, that what felt like the moment of tonight's game. For me, that broke the back of the Raptors when we just needed that bit of separation, fam. So, Julius Randle, you'll get the game ball tonight, so let's bring that up straight away. Julius Randle, game ball for you, but you'll also get more than that. You get gold star for a signature all-star type performance. Like I said, the crowd was given the MVP chance. He got play of the game, like I said. And for his grade, Julius Randle, outstanding. You're going to get an A+. For me tonight, fam. Julius Randle, 8 rebounds, 5 assists, 34 points. Just 3 turnovers as well. But made a statement early. Was hitting tough shots. This really is the Julius we know from the All-Star and All-NBA years. But without 3-point shooting, really. So it's kind of more impressive to me. 34 points on only 1 3-pointer made. Getting to the line 7 times. 14 of 21 field goals as well. So, yeah, more impressive for me. When there's not too many threes, he finds his way to score efficiently. Super efficiently on 66%, fam. So, yeah, I want to see more of this continue, please, Julius, because, yeah, we know you can dominate. It's all in the head. Moving the ball, the right situations, not forcing it too much, and not taking ill-advised shots, keeping those turnovers low as well. Yeah, man, look, it was a tough grind as we see Barrett, Julius, Sims, Brunson, and DiVincenzo, all the starters were barely in the plus, some of them in the minus, but it was the bench that really helped us with Grimes and Hart. But yeah, the Raptors weren't going away, and Julius Randle really stepped up big time. So game ball, A+, and also gold star for an all-star type performance, man. Juju Randle, you get a day off as we're about to board the plane and I head to Salt Lake City, fam. It's going to be huge. And just as I say that, I always remember Julius Randle plays like a beast on the West Coast. So let's see what happens. We've got the Clippers in there. We've got the Lakers. That's a happy hunting ground for Julius Randle. He usually goes off on the West Coast. Next man up, next starter up is R.J. Barrett. Came alive late, had his ups and downs offensively throughout the game, but finished hot and getting that efficiency up. He was 11 of 21 in his 32 minutes, 52%. made 3 of 8 from deep. That was solid. 2 of 4 from the line. And 2 assists, 3 boards, a steal, a block, just 1 turnover, 27 points, and was a +1. Really, RJ Barrett's production was huge for this game. Was making quick moves, was slicing to the rack, finishing late with the layups, and also forcing his way to the line as well, like RJ Barrett does. This is the RJ Barrett we know and love. He loves playing against the Raptors, and tonight he took advantage of the matchup as we see Julius take it strong to the rack. But yeah, tonight, points in the paint. The Knicks were really trying to, stamp their authority. But RJ Barrett, great game. He's playing much, much better the last 2 games, and really starting to look like the Barrett, previous to the layoff with the migraines. That's a thing of the past. Hit a couple big threes later in the game as well, front on, and it was huge to keep us in this game. So, RJ Barrett, for your grade today, fam, you are going to get, as I just get this going. RJ Barrett's going to get an A- for me tonight. Could be a B+, but I want to give him an A- because, efficient from the field, and certainly from 3 as well, was decent. Got a steal, got a block as well. Those were critical plays. Almost 30 points. So, yeah, great performance from tonight was from Randle and from Barrett with the starting lineup. Now, we'll talk about Jalen Brunson coming up. But yeah, it's really pleasing to see the turnovers low for Barrett on higher usage. 21 field goal attempts as well. That's pleasing, for the Knicks' youngest player in the starting lineup. Basically, RJ Barrett getting 21, the highest equal amount of field goal attempts is huge for the team moving forward as well. And really taking advantage of his matchups. With the extra size that he can put on his opponent getting to the rack. Would have loved him to hit 3 or 4 or 4 or 4 from the line, just to shoot 50%. Was a little downer, but really he's been much improved from me for this year. So yeah, shout out to RJ for his performance tonight with the A-. So we're going to need him on the West Coast. So get that day off in, young bull, and I will see you in Salt Lake, fam. Next man up, Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson played well offensively with efficiency. Brunson was 7 of 12 from the field, 3 of 5 from deep, and 4 of 6 from the line. Got 9 assists, ladies and gentlemen. But in a rare sight, 7 turnovers. We rarely see that uncharacteristically. I thought they were allowed to be more physical with Brunson. There's no doubt about it. They were super physical with him, but there's no excuses, really. I mean, he'll be hard on himself, and certainly he'll recognize that he needs to be better, closing the game out late. So, yeah, with that said, Jalen Brunson, we've got to take those turnovers into account, but the 6 assists, the 9 assists was outstanding, and as I see as a team, we pull this thing up again, 36 team assists, so team high, and Jalen Brunson with 9 of them. So we take that into account. Solid performance, dishing the ball and swishing. But yeah, the 7 turnovers definitely hurt us. So yeah, man. With that said, let me bring up his grade right now. We're going to take it into account. What do you guys think with the turnovers? Right, it's tough. With that said, you still got to get a B+ for me. I mean, 9 dimes. 21 points on efficiency, and a steal. as well. Forced a couple of offensive fouls as well. So yeah, shout out to Brunson. And even on a night where it's not his best game, yeah, he can still make a huge impact as well. So let's get it, JB. Now we've got to move on to Jericho Sims, who got his first start, ladies and gents. Played 20 minutes, was 1 of 2 from the field, 50%. But what I loved about Jericho's game early, man, was the offensive rebounds. He got 3 offensive rebounds in the first quarter. Finished with 7. So he's doing his best to fill in for Mitch in that regard with the rebounding, an assist, and 3 personal fouls, 2 points, but was a +5. So he didn't play much later in the game. Obviously, Isaiah Hartenstein took over, as we see on the numbers there. But yeah, Jericho's going to be huge for us stepping up. Jalen Brunson, one of his big assists, got Jericho on the lob for the huge slam. That was a highlight play tonight, and that was good to see. Jericho also get involved offensively. But yeah, he sets good screens, frees guys up, will crash the boards. Yeah, and he's going to be a huge factor moving forward for this season, with Mitch currently out. So with that said, man, I'm going to give Jericho in his role tonight a B-. Right, played quite solid, rebounded well in limited minutes, and I was setting good screens with a dribble handoff as well, freeing guys up. But yeah, in terms of that, I expect it to go the same way. I expect Isaiah Hartenstein to get more minutes, but it seems like, you know, Sims wants to keep Jericho starting. You know, it kind of wasn't too much of a surprise because it's what Tibbs has done in the past as well. So I think I'm cool with it. Isaiah Hartenstein obviously has already chemistry with the bench. He's so important as well. If you start Isaiah Hartenstein and he gets into foul trouble, you know, you're in a little bit of a bind. So I can kind of see why Tibbs is starting Jericho, yeah, with this situation. So we're just lucky. We've got a deep center rotation. You know, I was kind of thinking the other day, before the Mitch news came out, I was thinking, you know what, Jericho and Deuce are a bit unlucky because they have been, you know, featuring in the rotation for the last 2 years, and now, up until now, they haven't really got a chance. But lo and behold, now's their chance, and I'm confident they're going to take their chance. These guys are NBA rotation players, and they're familiar with the system. They've been here for a minute. You know, it ain't like they just arrived. So yeah, man, it's next man up, and step up. You know, tonight Jericho stepped up. So yeah, shout out to him. Now Isaiah Hartenstein, next man up on the podium. He continues to Dante DiVincenzo, next man up. He continues to start. Right. So the story is Quentin Grimes had his best game of the season. No coincidence, coming off the bench in his second game. This is exactly why I was for this, ladies and gents, in the beginning. So happy for Grimes to really get loose. Obviously, DiVincenzo's production is going to come into question a little bit, but only 2 shot attempts. So, you know, it's kind of the same story that Grimes was getting, you know, with the starting lineup. But yeah, 18 minutes tonight for Devo. Hit 1 3, was 50% from deep. But I love the 4 rebounds, the 5 assists. You see, it's a complete package with Devo, and it's a situation where, you know, he makes plays. You know, he's a winning player, and he just reads the floor. He gets in passing lanes, and he can make the right read as well. So shout out to the 5 assists and the 4 rebounds as well. Didn't have it going scoring wise, but only got 2 attempts. So can't take that, hold that against him. Pretty solid game, right, for Devo. Love the 5 assists and the 4 rebounds. C+ for me tonight for Devo. A win's a win, and look, everyone contributed tonight. So that was the starting lineup. There's no reason, in my opinion, to change anything right now because Grimes has found his groove. I think Jericho can start, and we'll see what happens. But the Knicks pulled off the much needed win, moved to 13-9. We'll look at the standings, fam, in a minute after we've given all the grades out. But there's so many guys to shout out off the bench today. Firstly, we have to start with Q Dot. Game of the season for him so far. He looks worldly different right now in terms of movement, confidence, aggressiveness. A player who looks comfortable, and that's the complete opposite to what we saw with Grimes, when he was playing with the starting unit. So shout out for Tibbs for making the change. It's been really a breath of fresh air for Q Dot coming off the bench. 26 minutes, was 7 of 11, 5 of 7 from deep. Crazy. 3 boards, an assist, no turnovers, no fouls, 19 points, plus 10 in the highest plus minus tonight. So yeah, Grimes flashed it, his whole game. Found his groove from 3. I mean, what isn't there to love about this performance from Grimes tonight? In terms of being comfortable, being aggressive, he actually did drive to the rim and didn't just pass it out tonight. He tried to finish, but the ball was flowing from deep. You love to see it. It was just, you look so happy out there in this new role. So I do think it's probably going to continue for now. We did also think, guys like Hart and quickly when he's playing is going to help him, get activated. Even iHeart, who we love, who we know loves to pass the ball. So, I think Grimes is going to get so many more opportunities off the bench, and it looks like he's taking it. He's taken these opportunities with both arms. So, with that said, man, Quentin Grimes, step on up. You're going to get an A for me tonight. Shout out. It hurt me. We gave him some tough grades throughout this recent stretch. It was justified. Things weren't working, but right now things are clicking for him. He's not second guessing. He's not hesitating, and he's rising up, man, and firing. So 5 of 7 from deep. The stroke is back, ladies and gentlemen. That's the Grimes we love. The defense was great. He was a plus 10. In a 6-point win. So that's absolutely big time as well. So shout out to the Grimes stopper for that. So man, that was the best player off the bench for the New York Knicks in my opinion. But close behind him is Joshua Hart. Man, all heart, lion heart. In the words of Gus Johnson, 31 minutes. Hart was 6 of 8. 3 of 3 from deep, 1 of 2 from the line, 7 rebounds, 8 assists, right? A steal, a turnover, 4 fouls, 16 points, and a plus 8. One of Josh Hart's best games of the season, right? If not the best. Makes winning plays. He made excellent reads tonight, finding the cutters. Sometimes it was Barrett. Sometimes it was the guy waiting for 3. Josh Hart was just playing an amazing floor game, unselfish. But man, when he's hitting like he is, 3 of 3, that's incredible. So keep it up, Hart. Winning player. That's why we paid the man. I know people will criticize his stats sometimes. They criticize, when he hesitates a little bit. That's fair enough. But Hart's been amazing recently. He's been getting some great grades, and he's been making a lot of winning plays for this team. Had a little beef. He's kind of playing outside of his normal comfort zone, having to guard Pascal Siakam and a lot of the bigs. Hopefully we dip into the free agency market, and get another big, especially with Mitch down now. And we're just going to see Hart continue to thrive this season, I feel. What do you guys think of Hart recently? I think he's been absolutely outstanding, and he's going to hopefully continue this form. Winning player off our bench, a guy who can close games out. But yeah, I noticed recently he's definitely not hesitating, and he's hitting the 3 ball, which is huge. Look, 16 points from Hart with 8 rebounds. That's not something I would normally bank on, but when you get it, man, it's gravy right there as well. So, A game for Josh Hart. Salute. Take this A, fam. Yeah, you brought your A game tonight as well. Defensively was solid. What I loved about Hart tonight specifically was just running the break too. He's assured with the ball. He had only 1 turnover in 31 minutes, and we had 15 as a team. So, yeah, really, really assured with the ball, and I'm happy with him running the fast break, fam. So, Hart's big time for us. Now, next man up is his counterpart, Hart, another player who's going to play a huge role. I do hope we do bring in another big. I just think it makes more sense, just in case. 8 to 10 weeks is going to be a long time to be without Mitch. There's going to be games where we struggle against huge bigs, foul trouble, all of that. But yeah, Isaiah Hartenstein brings a different skill set. Like I said earlier, passing, he brings the shooting as well, near the bucket, a little more offense. He shoots better free throws, 3 of 4 from the line, 4 of 7 from the field, efficient, and 11 points with 2 turnovers, a block, 2 steals, 2 assists, and 8 rebounds. 5 of them are offensive as well. So gives you so much hustle, and brings the energy. I think it makes sense bringing him off the bench still. He can still get his 26 minutes, but he can kind of stay out of foul trouble, and he can play against the bench bigs. Not have to go up against the starting bigs as well. And with Mitch out, he's so important, to the team. So great game for my heart. You're going to get a B+ for me tonight, fam. Step on up and take this B+. And wish you health first and foremost. We need Hart, with Mitch down. But he gets that opportunity again, and he's done it before, man. He was so big for us last year when Mitch was out with the hand. And here we are again, fam. Deja vu, Groundhog Day. But it's funny, my season preview, I talked about the Knicks center rotation was elite, among the NBA. We talked about Hart as being one of the best, if not the best backup big in the league. And this is his chance, man. He's our chance to step on up. He is capable of playing as a starter, no doubt about it. I wouldn't be mad if Tibbs did make him the starter, or if someone else wanted to, make Hart the starter. We'll see if Tibbs persists with Sims. But yeah, I do think the cohesion with the bench is big time, man. Buzzer beater, what's good? This is a good win, but we can't have as many mistakes going forward yet. You summed it up. On a night with 15 turnovers, and we still win by 6. We're kind of a little lucky that we're playing the Raptors, fam, because this ain't really gonna fly against elite teams, fam. And the record says that we're 11-0 against piss poor teams, and we're 2-8, 2-9, against elite teams, good teams. So we took our chance tonight. Everyone stepped up, but yeah, we got to be better at handling the rock, no doubt about it. And please bless us with health, because we can't afford to lose too many more guys, man. Obviously, Quickly was out tonight. We're going to mention that again. Anyone that's just joining in, salute. Replay squad. The streets are buzzing. Smashing that like button. Yeah, we've got to all stick together now because Mitch out for 8 to 10 at least. Quickly was out tonight with knee inflammation. That doesn't sound serious, so hopefully it doesn't linger. But we get RJ Barrett, Bully Barrett, back in form, and another guy goes down. It's just we can't really catch a break right now. But this schedule coming up, man, it's gut check time, and we're definitely going to know what this team is made of. I think we're not going to fall off a cliff. We're going to be around about where we are, fam. If we could hold it down until Mitch gets back, then I think we'll still make noise. But what do you guys think? Taj Gibson, he's sitting on his couch right now. Let's get Taj back, man. Prior to Fort Greene, he's in New York, no doubt about it. He's not with the Wizards anymore. He's a free agent. He knows the system. He knows the team. He bleed orange and blue. I know Buzzer Beater, you talked about Taj before, man. What do you think about Taj Gibson, man? Does it make sense? You know, do we waive Archie Diacono? Do we, trade Fournier ASAP? What do the New York Knicks need to do now, in your opinion? Replay squad chat, let me know. As I said earlier, I think we need to bring in a free agent big or a trade. I'm okay with cutting one of these two ways even if we need to bring in a young big just to back up Sims and Ihart. 8 to 10 weeks is a long time, but you can blink and the game and the time's up. So I think if they're healthy, Ihart and Sims can hold us down, but it would just be safe, just to bring in just that insurance, just do it. Yeah, man, Taj and Cousins says Buzzer Beater. I'm with Taj. I don't know what Cousins is up to right now, but I know Dwight is a free agent. He's looking for a team. Dwight Howard has left Taiwan. He's exploring his options, We only heard from Dwight a few days ago. He was looking in Europe. He was even looking in Australia, was Dwight. So I think if we called Dwight's agent, he would definitely pick up the phone. He brings experience. He brings rebounding, shot blocking. But man, yeah, just get us a big, and I think it'll be a good chance to get through this tough stretch. That's what's key, right? So we shouted out Josh, Q. Ihart, and now we've got Miles McBride. But we obviously wish Quickly well, man. I hope he's back soon, because we really needed the bench to step up. In his absence, they stepped up big time. But we're going to need Quickly scoring, man, and closing the game out. But yeah, Deuce, as I mentioned, like last year, step on up, Deuce. We needed your help last year when Fournier went out. Now Sims has stepped up, and we're going to need you as well. So tonight you were 10 minutes, 1 of 2, 1 of 1 from deep. Didn't get to the line. Had 3 assists though. I like that. 3 assists in 10 minutes. A real point guard. 3 points plus 5 for Deuce McBride. So solid overall, man. In limited minutes, C plus for Deuce. I could go B minus, C plus. I love the 3 assists in 10 minutes. Played good D. And yeah, let's get it popping, Deuce, because get loose. And we're going to need some production now. So yeah, big 15, ladies and gentlemen. Before we move on, let's look at Tibbs tonight. Tom Thibodeau. Man, you have got your hands full right now. And I think I've said this before, but I honestly think one of Tom Thibodeau's favourite players on this team is Mitchell Robinson. He talks about him all the time. He's absolutely pivotal to his defensive scheme. Everything Tom Thibodeau wants to do is connected to Mitch. And it was a tough blow, But I'm going to be watching closely to see what Tibbs does, in this situation. I can give him a pass tonight. The moves he did, most of them, they all played out well. So Sims starting, rebounded quite well early, set some screens, and then we got Hart coming in off the bench, got loose. But more so tonight, Tibbs closed the game with the hot hand. Quentin Grimes, Josh Hart were closing. Barrett was a little unlucky. Definitely, he could have closed as well. But yeah, it was just one of those nights where a lot of guys, could have closed, and had it popping. But yeah, Vaughn, salute, 36 assists. Yep, excellent. Which I think I've mentioned this before, but guys that wanted our assists to go up, turnovers are going to go up as well. With ball movement against a lengthy team like the Raps, we might pick up a few more turnovers. So that's something to watch moving forward, fam. But yeah, you got to be happy with the 36 assists. Hopefully no one in this locker room is feeling out of sync, uncomfortable, discontent. That's got to take into consideration with Tibbs. He made the move, but it looks like Grimes has got to be happy because, he's getting way more shots. He quadrupled his shot attempts tonight coming off the bench. 19 points. He's swishing, man. And if he's a really good starter, a capable starter, he could now be a 6-man of the year type candidate. That should be the goal. There's nothing wrong with that. As your game evolves, fam, Q dot, you're only in the league 3 years. It unfortunately wasn't clicking with the starting lineup. That's not his fault, for the most part. Randle, Brunson, RJ, they need to eat. Grimes was the fourth wheel. But having said that, we flipped the script, on them. And Q dot could be a 6-man of the year candidate now with Quickly. Man, if he's putting up 18, 19 points off the bench, that's huge. For us, he's going to get easier looks from 3. He's going to be less nervous and shoot on sight. No hesitation. And I think this is good things to come. What do you guys feel about Q dot coming off the bench? And also Tibbs' grade for tonight. Now, we played pretty bad defense for the most part as well. But there was no third quarter of doom. So that's something that I've been on Tibbs a little bit, to try to help the squad come out after halftime, playing better. So with that said, man, I'm going to give Tom Thibodeau a B- for tonight. Buzzer Beater's gone with the B+ for Hart, B+ for RJ, and B+ for Randle. Salute. Vaughn's gone Randle the A+, RJ A+, Hart A+ as well, and Grimes an A+, man. A+ is flowing, fam. And yet, Buzzer Beater, that's a good grade for Randle. I went a little higher as well, like Vaughn. But yeah, I love the grade for RJ and Josh Hart as well. Buzzer's gone Tibbs with the C+. Our defense sucks with defending the 3 ball. Yeah, I think a part of that is Tibbs, but also with the scheme, packing the paint, drop coverage. Absolutely right. I'm frustrated with that coverage. I love just the normal man-to-man. That's my preferred scheme. It'll be interesting to see if Tibbs has to switch it up. No Mitch. Kaiser's in the building, salute. Grimes, Hive, stand up. Facts, fam. Good to see it, fam. Good to see him. Not that I was ever really worried long term. I mean, I was worried for the present with Grimes, but I'm never worried about his potential, in him, being a very impactful player in the NBA. He just needed to get into a groove, and get those shots up, fam. But Randle's been assisting better recently. Definitely Brunson, 9 assists, is a step in the right direction as well. Maybe that was attributed to some of him, extra turnovers. Maybe Brunson feels more responsible now, with some guys being a little uncomfortable with their shot attempts. Let's see what happens. But look, in terms of Tibbs, it's frustrating that we can't beat these more elite teams, but we're going to get that chance now. We're going to get another chance to see what we can do. Let's look at this road trip, and let's chop up the road ahead. Fam, now that we've given out grades, continue to give out the grades if you missed any. But yeah, salute to replay squad as well. Love to get your thoughts on this situation moving forward now. I predicted a win tonight, and I predicted a win against Utah, and these guys delivered, man. So salute to that. They delivered tonight, but Utah obviously is going to be tricky. You can't take them too lightly. They've got obviously they've got talent. Clarkson, they've got Markkanen, Keontae George, the rookie. They can do some things, but their record stinks, obviously. And what's most important is the Knicks have been 11-0 against bad teams. So another thing is, like we see, Julius Randle gets activated on the road, fam, in the West Coast. Julius Randle, he's ready to cook, I think, in this West Coast trip, fam. Who knows, man? He might even get another Eastern Conference Player of the Week next week. It'll be huge. Huge performance tonight. He's already on the board. Utah, he could cook. Phoenix, he loves to go at KD, and he also loves to go at Kawhi. So a little sneak peek that we might see, fam, of Julius Randle continue to ball out. He had to be loving those MVP chants, and I think Julius, like we saw tonight, I gave him play of the game as well as the game ball. The play of the game was the assist to Grimes in the corner. Normally, maybe in years past that would have been a shot clock violation. It was a little late moving the ball, but Julius Randle was trying to force his way out of the double and find Grimes, and he did it. And that I think pushed it to 7, and that broke the backs of the Raptors tonight. So yeah, flashing his game. There we see that's my play of the game tonight, fam. The crowd was going crazy as we saw Charlie Brown getting loose on the bench, Deuce McBride. Those guys, Jalen Martin had a nice smile on his face, man, getting that extra $50K from the Knicks making the in-season tourney, fam. Those guys are loving it. Yeah, I actually thought we'd see a little bit of Toppin too, fam. Yeah, you're on point. He's been absolutely beasting in the G League. There's been some good scouting guys say that Toppin has NBA potential long term. I've been impressed with what I've seen from the young man Jacob Toppin, and I think he's going to get a chance this year. But as long as he continues to develop, I'm cool with it. He's got that extra size, but he's got shooting and he's got pop as well. Who do the Jazz have to stop Julius Randle, man? Good question. The answer to that for me is no one can stop Julius Randle but Julius Randle. See, the thing is, if they take away what he likes to do, he can move the ball and get 9 assists. Hell, he could get 15 assists, I think. So yeah, the key shouldn't be Randle trying to force it. It should be eat whoever's on him and then move the ball. I think in the right spots. It's interesting when we see Brunson not play as well offensively. It's because Julius Randle has been taking care of the offense, and handling the business. So that's been good lately. But yeah, Brunson's been solid. He hasn't been bad. He's just been solid. But yeah, Julius Randle's been moving the ball much better over the last 5 games. Vaughn also says, yeah, this was the best version of Julius tonight. he controlled the game in the first. Yeah, getting off to good starts. I kind of feel real confident in closing games, which is a step in the right direction. The Knicks have become a much better fourth quarter team. Even if we're down 10, we seem to make a furious run. But I'm really feeling like the most important parts of the games now for the New York Knicks is the first quarter and the third quarters. What do you guys think about that? I think, like I said, the fourth quarters, the Knicks have really brought their game this season. Even if we've been down, we've fought back. But if we've lost games, it's usually been fallen asleep, in the third, or we've started slow in the first. And I think, if Julius and Brunson can really start, and Barrett start well in the first quarter, that's a big tick. And we can really focus in on that third quarter and not have a letdown. And that's big. So, and closing halves, exactly. Yep. And a lot of teams do struggle in the NBA putting together four quarters. It's not as easy as it seems because, basketball's a game of runs, man. But, like you said, focusing on closing halves, quarters, all of that is key. Look, our transition defense hasn't been great. I mean, and it's only going to get worse. Let's keep it a buck with Mitch out. Now tonight, let's look at the fast break points. It was even, 16 apiece, fast break points. But uncharacteristically, you see, we gave up more second chance points. You see, the Knicks are number one in the league. Were number one in the league recently in second chance points given up. And tonight we gave up 23, man. Jakob Poeltl was eating. So we're going to, as Tibb said, we're going to have to gang rebound. We're going to put forth a team effort in the absence of Mitch. And really, everyone's got to step up rebounding, from Bully Barrett to Randle, of course, Sims and Hart, and Hart as well. We're going to take care of the glass. And then, points in the paint. We won tonight, fam. Like the chat said, Vaughn and buzzer beater, 36 assists. Right, salute. Everyone's got to feel good. Everyone's in a groove when we get 36 assists. Less ISO ball as well. So, we'll look at the Utah's defense, fam. Let me pull this one up right now, man, on the fly, because I'm really interested to see with defense. So, I'm bringing this up right now. We can see where the Utah Jazz rank in defense, fam. So I've got the advanced statistics courtesy of NBA.com and defensive rating. Defensive rating, the Utah Jazz are 25th in the league, giving up 118 points. Fam, so look out below. One-man wrecking crew coming through. 25th in the league in defensive rating, the Utah Jazz, ladies and gentlemen. And the New York Knicks, I think before tonight, are in 12th. So the defense taken a little hit, not too much of a hit though. We're still top 12 defense in the league, fam. And we are 10th in offensive rating. So 10th offense, 12th defense. Right now, pace, the New York Knicks are 28th, and we're still slow in pace. But rebounding percentage, still number one, baby. Still number one. But can we hold on without money-making Mitch? Money-making Mitch, man. Hopefully he heals up like Wolverine. And maybe we see him back sooner. Maybe they've given us a more optimistic, a more pessimistic quotation. And maybe we get Mitch back sooner, but we'll wait and see, fam. But let's get Taj Gibson, someone in here. a veteran big, as a emergency experience. I don't care. Dwight. We'll see who's available. People talked about Kelly Olynyk. That would be good. A guy who can stretch it. What I'm looking for in this big, anyone we bring in, is just to hold on to that rebounding. That's key. We're not going to get the rim protection, that Mitch provides. That's unique. He's got a huge wingspan, and he's also, been really disciplined, really good at that. Staying out of foul trouble, and he's huge. He's 7 foot. He's 7'1", comfortably. So, yeah, anyone we bring in, if it's a stiff off the street or someone else, right, as long as they can rebound at least as a backup, set some screens, crash the glass, that's going to be big for the Knicks because, yeah, our identity is really strapped to rebounding. Number one in the league, rebounding. We need to limit second chance points, right? It's one thing when teams are swishing on us. We can't afford to give them the rebound if they miss. We need to take care of the defensive rebounds and ideally also offensive rebound. But I think iHeart's more than capable, in that areas as well. So, yeah, like I said, I'm looking for a good rebounder. I think Taj Gibson can come in here. He can get us 7 rebounds in limited minutes. He can stretch the floor a little bit with the midi. That's going to be interesting. Maybe Jericho Sims takes, really grabs this opportunity, and we look back and we say, man, this is a regular rotation dude, for the long term as well. Yeah, Andre Drummond. I wouldn't be mad. I think Chicago is looking to blow it up. Drummond. Let's see what the Chicago Bulls do. They've got Zach LaVine sitting out now. It looks like in preparation for that trade, guys. He's out for at least 3 more weeks when his contract, when the league's newly signed contracts can get moved. So that's going to be a key thing. Also, Leon Rose makes trades every season. In season, every season he's been here. So I think even if it's a big move or a minor move, I think Leon Rose is going to do something. Most definitely, man. He's going to get active. Now, in regards to being active, man, now let's look at the league action tonight. We continue to shout out the chat. Replay squad salute. And we see where the New York Knicks are in the standings. Let's get it. Big win tonight. We stave off some of these dudes trying to come up on us. So we are in the 6th spot. We are just half a game back of the pacemakers now, the in-season tournament finalists. Let's hope they have a little hangover and start to pick up some L's. But yeah, as you see, guys, we're not too far off the pace. Obviously this West Coast trip's going to be big. I'll give my prediction soon, coming up now. But the Nets, we got them at the end of the road trip. The Cleveland Cavaliers looks like they may have lost tonight, so we'll see. We'll look at the action, but yeah, we just got to keep winning. Really, it's critical. The East is pretty deep. You would think some of these teams are going to make a run. Now, I don't think. Let's go through them. I don't think the Bulls are going to do anything. They're going to blow it up. And then the Raptors, after tonight's season series tick. The Raptors, we're safe from them. They're in a hole, man. 5 games below. It's going to be real tough for the Raptors now. I think they're really going to start to focus on getting good compensation for their trades. I think that's going to be big, fam. The Bulls, like I said, they're going to blow it up. The Hawks, 9-13, they better put together a run real soon, because yeah, that's a long way off us, man. They're 4 games back after tonight's game. We have the season series on the Hawks as well. We beat them twice in their building. So salute, 4 games above the Hawks with Trae Young, DeJounte Murray, right? All these haters trying to talk about Trae Young better than Jalen Brunson, etc. Trying to talk about the Hawks roster as something that can make moves, man. Where are those people at right now when the Hawks are in 10th, 4 games below? Right, it's time to start pulling out receipts, Knicks Nation. Get these Twitter ats going, right, for all these people that thought the Bulls, the Raptors, the Hawks, the Heat, the Cavs, right, I know it's early days, some of these teams might make a run, but specifically the Hawks, the Bulls, the Raptors, you know, where they at right now, man? They're talking about trades. That's what they're at. And of course, the Heat. Look, the Heat, Cavs, the Nets are going to be teams that are going to jockey for these play-in spots, you know. And I think for us, you know, if we can stay healthy from here, I think we shouldn't really look back. We should hopefully climb, either take on the 5th spot or the 4th spot. We're yet to play Philly. That's going to be interesting. We haven't played the Magic too. I'm banking on some regression for the Orlando Magic. They're young, they're talented, but they don't have experience, fam. We've seen inexperienced squads, you know, slip up. You know, a couple of banana peel games, they might fall back down. But we're really not that far off, you know. We're 2.5 back of the Magic, right? So before I give my predictions, let's just look at the results from tonight, and see who picked up some big wins, and see who picked up some L's. So it looks like the Kings, hopefully they beat the Nets. They're at home. They're up 6 at the half. Then the Clippers, you would think they would take care of business against the Blazers. Philly played the Wizards. Man, we'd love to play the Wizards every night, man. Okay, so the Magic pulled off another statement victory. 16-7. That's good enough for it to not be a fluke. You know, they've definitely got something there. They're cooking. I do think they're going to slip a little, but for them to beat the Cavs, I think it's fair to say now, it's fair to start buying in to the Orlando Magic as a better team than the Cleveland Cavaliers. You know, we are a quarter way through the season, more than a quarter way through, and records speak for themselves, fam. 16-7 versus the 13-10 Cavs. You know, their roster's deeper, I feel. Obviously, you know, you got Donovan Mitchell, you got Garland. You know, those guys are experienced, but looks like talent v talent. Paolo Banchero, Franz Wagner, they're elevating their franchise. Jalen Suggs, Cole Anthony, and Anthony Black. You know, they're doing their thing. So, you know, it's some new blood, man, in the East. Also, if you're a New York Knicks fan that's closely watching the Donovan Mitchell situation, man, step right up. Because, you know, to see the Cleveland Cavaliers lose, that's not going to hurt the situation. That's just going to make it better. If you're a Donovan Mitchell enthusiast right now, you know, can the Cavs, you know, improve internally? You know, their roster's kind of close to stacked. In terms of they're quite limited with what they can do. Do they start to think about the future with Donovan Mitchell? It's a little early for that. They're still above 500, but something to watch, fam. Now, of course, the Pacers did win, beating the Pistons tonight. Hopefully we do play the Pistons quite a few more times. Let's get it. Frustrating that the Heat got a win, but they're playing the Hornets. The Knicks got their win. The Hawks took their L tonight. Shout out the Nuggets. And the Thunder beat down the Jazz, right? So let me pull up the box score for that situation now. And I'm just going to I'm going to look at the Jazz box score to see who played. Okay, so a big game from Keontae George, put up 30. Colin Sexton put up 20. Both of them on efficiency, right? Fontecchio, the forward, put up 19. THT put up 11. Luka Samanic, former New York Knick, two-way player, put up 14 in 17 minutes. And it doesn't look like Larry Markkanen, it does not look like Larry Markkanen played, so maybe he's out. Maybe he's doubtful, we'll see. Kelly Olynyk, 20 minutes, 2 points, minus 19. So there you go, fam. For anyone that wants Kelly Olynyk, quite a poor performance tonight. But yeah, look, the Utah Jazz 7-16, right? Serious questions should be asked if we can't beat them. On the road or not on the road, it doesn't matter, man. We need to win no matter what. So yeah, I think we'll pick up the dub. The Pels, big win against the Wolves. The Bucks picked up the big win. Mavericks beat the Grizz. Ja Morant getting ready for his return. The Grizzlies are far back, but they've still got a chance for the play-in. And then yeah, the Rockets really starting to play well, fam. So that's something to watch closely with the Rockets. As I bring up the standings once again, we'll look at the West too. We've got the Wolves, the Thunder, the Mavericks, and I do think the Nuggets are coming up. The Mavericks, I think, will slip a little bit. I think the Thunder are poised to make a big trade. We'll see what happens, man. The Lakers have bounced back. And yeah, the Rockets fighting for that playoff picture as well. The Phoenix Suns, who we play on the road trip coming up. Looks like Bradley Beal. I got some news in that regard. Bradley Beal, of course, looks set to return when they play the New York Knicks. Right, Bradley Beal been out most of the season. Phoenix Suns struggling at 12-10. That's going to be the story once again. Can Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, and Bradley Beal play more than they don't play? You know, the West is no joke. If they're not healthy, I don't care if you've got Devin Booker or Kevin Durant. They're going to need Bradley Beal. Because, you know, as you see, man, 12-10 is just not going to cut it. Right, there's just too many good teams right now. And you got the Pelicans and the Clippers still on their tail as well. I think the sun is setting on the Golden State Warriors. Klay Thompson, maybe there's a trade there, fam. Can't agree on a max term deal. I think the Warriors and Klay Thompson might just need to separate. You know, if they want to keep Steph Curry, you know, long term with the money, pay Draymond Green. Would you be deep into the luxury tax if you're not even a play-in team? It doesn't make any sense. Fam, as hard as it may be to trade him, you just can't be paying that much tax, man, when you're not even a play-in team. So yeah, that's going to be interesting. Klay Thompson has regressed, right? Still a promising player in the league, but he's regressed, man. In terms of the money he's asking for, no thanks. You know, anyone that wants Klay Thompson right now, not that I would not take Klay Thompson the talent or Klay Thompson the player, but Klay Thompson the $200 million max term contract that he's looking for, no thanks right now. I think, yeah, especially if they're looking for a trade as well. What do you guys think? Buzzer says 3.5 games is nothing to make up, but we aren't healthy enough to take advantage of this opportunity. So yeah, you're feeling a little cautious about this setback, fam. Yeah, I don't blame you at all. Realistically, we're really going to see how much Mitch, how important he was to our team in the wins and losses. Obviously on the court we know how important he is. But yeah. So now for my predictions, I think we beat Utah. I really want to beat Phoenix, but if Bradley Beal comes back, the energy in the building is going to be crazy for that one. I think we're going to need the A game. Not that I think we can't win. I just think we're going to need a perfect performance from Brunson, from Randle, from Barrett. If Phoenix are full strength. Now, people might be surprised, but the LA Clippers, I feel like we have an excellent chance of winning. We've beaten them before, and we've got the right formula. I think we match up pretty well against the Clippers. So I'm going to say that's a 50-50 game. But I've got to give a prediction. So why not? I'm going to say we beat the Clippers. So we beat Utah. I'm going to think we lose against Phoenix. Unless we get the A game from everybody. We're going to beat the Clippers. The LA Lakers, I'm going to say we win as well. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going out on a limb. Julius Randle usually plays the best game of his life in LA. Obviously his former club. It's where he basically started his career. He grew up kind of as an 18-year-old in the league, looking up to Kobe Bean Bryant. As I said, man, look out for Julius Randle, wrecking crew, to come through and play well against LA. If LeBron doesn't play, we've got an even better chance. And then, of course, the Brooklyn Nets. Now, we might be a little bit fatigued, so I'm going to throw that in the work. End of the road trip. We've seen it before, fam. This team does tend to gas out at the end of the road trip. But I'm not going to predict the Nets beat us, so I still think we're going to beat the Brooklyn Nets. But I think it's a trap game. I think we might rise up against the other teams, but the Brooklyn one could be a trap game. But I think we're still going to win. And then Milwaukee at home and home. We'll talk about that at the end of this road trip, fam. That's a little ways ahead. And, in this league, you can't get too far ahead. You can't get too high. You can't get too low, fam. Buzzer says Booker always kills. Yeah, man. That loss at MSG, man, was not the worst loss of the season, but the most frustrating loss, it happened right after the Miami Heat win, when Jimmy Butler missed the last final shot and we got a little bit of luck. It was a good contest from RJ, but then we didn't get any luck against Devin Booker, man. That was an even tougher shot, falling out of bounds. It wasn't a good contest from Julius, but yeah, that one eats at me. That one really, really hurts. But I do think that we might, really get up for that one, and want to exact revenge on them. So, the way Julius is playing, and Brunson's been a little down offensively. Not that he's been bad, but he's been a little down. But with the ball moving, really, the teams do bond on the road. They get together, and they form this camaraderie. And I really think this is going to be a successful road trip. Obviously, the season's still going to be tough without Mitch, but I just think for now that the team is going to come together and they're going to pick up the energy level, the buy-in. I think we're going to start this road trip on a good note. We go into Utah and we've got to pummel them early. No letdowns against bad teams. We're 11-0, and I think this team will want to keep that record going. So let's beat Utah. Phoenix one, I think we might lose. The Clippers and the Lakers, I think we can win both of them. But obviously the Clippers is a second of a back-to-back. But if we do lose to Phoenix, I think we want to bounce back the next day. You know, say what you want about this team, right, and its limitations, but it's tough to beat the New York Knicks. After they've lost a game, they usually play to their maximum effort after a loss or two. And we usually, especially on the road, give it a good shake. So obviously, guys are going to step up. Guys are going to continue to play well. Rebounding is going to be a key factor. Let's see if Leon Rose makes that call, man, to a free agent as well. Can Dante guard Booker, man? I wish, but I'm going to say no, fam. He can certainly keep him in check a little, but when Booker wants to do something, 1v1, I think he's gonna get to his spots, fam. I think what it's gonna take is to get the ball out of Booker's hands. One of my critiques of Tom Tibbs is he doesn't like to trap or blitz the ball handler enough. Obviously we got the ball out of Devin Booker's hand, against us the final shot, but then RJ Barrett and the team let the ball find Booker once again. Once you force the best player to give up the ball, you can't let him get it back again. As well, obviously it's going to be tough if Kevin Durant's out there as well. Kevin Durant didn't play in the last game, so we got to be realistic. If we're going to pencil a loss in this road trip, I won't be mad if we lose to Phoenix. I really won't. We just need to win the other ones. We need to beat Utah. The Clippers one, we need to make a statement, and I'd love to make that statement against the LA Lakers, fam, as well. But as we know, wins don't come easy on the road. But tonight, we took care of business at MSG in the season, man. 4 games over 500. Quentin Grimes stepped up big, splashing 19 points. Julius Randle in MVP mode. Stand up, right? Jericho Sims, Hart, has to step up now as well. Deuce McBride, right? Rest up. Emmanuel Quickly. We're going to need Quickly on this road trip. And let's hope we haven't been bitten by the injury bug with this situation. But these New York Knicks handle their business tonight, just like we handled ours. Salute to Knicks Nation. Salute to the chat. Replay squad, let's go. Right? Still a tough month to play out as we head to the trade period. Let's see what happens, man. But we've got guys playing like all-stars, and I think we'll be alright, man. We'll be alright, right? Maybe the East isn't as strong as people thought it was, with Atlanta struggling, Toronto struggling, the Heat behind us, of course. I'd love to catch Philly, and I'd love to catch Orlando. I can't wait for that game. Damn, so, yeah, appreciate you, Buzzer. Let's go. Let's get it. And we'll be back next game, man. Utah, Wednesday night. It's not too late, that one, so that's good. Was it 9 or 8 p.m. tip? The Phoenix one and the Clippers and the Lakers one are late, so it'll be late night squad. But CT, the chat, Knicks Nation, peace.